Hit record. All right, we'll have just a minute. Okay, you girls ready? And we'll get going. You good?
Yes.
Right. Oops, let me hit this one. I always do two in case I lose one recording. It's
Smart.
because that's happened. So, okay, all right. Let's get started today. Welcome, listeners. I am super excited about today's episode. We have two young ladies with us today that have really fought through some obstacles to become the successful young ladies that they are today. So this would be a wonderful episode if you have a daughter or a young lady that's just not sure what her future might hold or what she wants to do. This is the episode that you want them to listen to, because these two young ladies, I'll skip to the good part. They are both business owners, very successful business owners, but it was not a piece of cake to get to this. So one of them is Tiffany. Her maiden name is Williams, Tiffany Williams Holcomb. And I had to practice that a few times because I'm old and used to her being Tiffany Williams, but
I still say Tiffany Williams on occasion.
You do?
I call her Tiffany Williams.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad. And Tiffany and her husband, Rick, have 4 kiddos. Is that correct? And
Yes.
I remember Tiffany when she was just a little thing. She played on a basketball team I coached, and she went to school with and was good friends with my nephews as well. So I've kind of watched her grow up from a distance a little bit. And now she is the owner of Studio 226, which I think is the coolest name. And then we have her little partner. Now, they're not business partners, but they are best friends. So I call them partners. But her name is Erica McCourt. Sweet Erica. She actually is our niece. My husband and her mom are brother and sister. And Erica, remind me of your dog's name.
Ivy.
Ivy. My husband really likes Ivy. And I think given the chance he would add an Ivy like to our group, but we're just not going to do that. So he can enjoy.
Find you one.
No, we will pass. But Erica is the owner of the Little Spa, which is a very unique service in this area. It's the only one, I believe, in this county. Is that correct?
Right.
Yep. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear from both of them. Is there anything you ladies want to add to the intro or correct?
I don't think so. I think you got it.
Okay. So listeners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to address one of them by name and ask them a certain question. So you'll learn their voice and you'll know who is who when they answer. So we'll start with Tiffany. So Tiffany is the owner of Studio 226. Again, obsessed with the name. I think it's super cool. And Tiffany also has a very unique style. I love her decorations. Now, I haven't seen the inside. You've redecorated, I think, since I've been there.
I have. It's all fall right now.
Yeah. And so I just think you just have a super cool vibe that I really like. And I want you to tell us what services you offer at Studio 226, please.
Okay, I am a full service hair salon. I used to offer perms. I no longer do that. It's the only service I do not offer. And I just do that by choice.
Yeah.
But I am a full service salon. I offer pretty much everything else. Coloring, cutting, men's cuts as well. Okay. I do have a pretty steady men's clientele as well.
Yeah. And you also travel to weddings and such, right?
Yes. Okay. They're my favorite. I love to travel for weddings and special events on the weekends. If I could do that year round, I would.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. That's exciting.
It is. It really is.
Now you do something with eyebrows before I get to Erica.
I do microblading. So essentially it's a tattoo of your eyebrows for your eyebrows.
Yeah. So, I've been having eyebrow trouble. I shared it the other day on Instagram, and cute little Crystal Rose sent me a message, and she said they're supposed to be sisters, not twins or something.
That's right.
I just need mine at the same family reunion right now. It's a struggle. But anyway, so okay, thank you, Tiffany. And you will
Absolutely.
share also in the show description all of your information, how people can contact
Yep.
you as well. Okay, Miss
Absolutely.
Erica, you tell us what services are offered at the Little Spa. I love that
All
name.
right. Thank you. I'm a licensed esthetician, so facials, waxing, lashes, just the full package basically.
Okay.
So I do facials. I probably offer 6 facials, and then I do lash lifting, lash tinting, and then brow waxing, brow tinting. I'm getting ready to add brow lamination, so that's something new.
Exciting.
Yeah. So what is the difference between brow lamination and the microblading?
So the microblading is a tattoo basically for your eyebrow, and then the lamination, I'm just perming your brow hair to stand up like they've been gelled.
Stop it. That is so neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now let's clarify for the listeners, when you say waxing, that's facial only?
I offer brow, lip, and chin waxing. I will
Okay.
do underarms as well if you
Okay.
ask me.
But we're going to stop there at the
Not full
okay.
body.
No. Okay. Because I really didn't know, and that just dawned on me, and I thought, oh, we'll have a full conversation, sis. That's what's going on. But so that's great. Those are good services. Both of you have active Facebook pages, and that is also where you make your appointments with him as well. Is that correct?
Right.
Online, like
Correct.
you can go there.
Yes, you can.
link.
Yep.
Okay, so let's throw it on back, ladies. As I said, I've known you both since you were just little ones. Tiffany, let's start with you. Are you both the same age or no?
No.
I didn't mean to look offended, but I am younger than Tiff.
I thought so. No, I thought so, but I didn't want to. I was like, okay.
How many years?
I'm
5?
27 and you're
Yeah. So she's 5 years younger than I.
Okay. I thought there was a little, I didn't realize it was 5 years. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Very well. So Tiffany, let's go back. Did you graduate with Mitchell or Michael? Or neither?
Michael.
Michael. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you graduated from high school, did you know that you wanted to go into this field, or did that come a little later?
That came way later.
Okay.
To be honest, I didn't really have too much drive. My grandparents had the restaurant at the top of the hill, and that was it. I was satisfied with just being there. And then a couple years go by, and I'm working up there every single day, pretty much running the place. And how did
You were just the waitress and I met you.
Yeah,
basically.
I think Erica just
Okay.
came in and I met her that way.
I knew Hunter, so I
Yeah,
knew
she was
of
my
the
brother's
family.
age.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we knew of her, and she went to prom with Hunter one year.
Yes.
So I knew
Okay.
her in that way, but like we weren't friends or anything.
Yeah.
And then she happened to come in the restaurant, and she was talking about getting ready to leave to go to North Carolina to go to massage school.
Uh-huh.
And so she left, went to North Carolina.
Was not what I was expecting, but I was also 18, fresh out of school,
Right.
whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
We know
That's
at
a whole
18
story
and
in itself.
19. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
everything, but we know nothing at 18 and 19.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. You're right.
So it ended up being, not what she thought. And she called me one night, asked me to come get her. And I did.
Yeah.
And I brought her back here. She lived with me for a really long time. And it was together we decided to go to beauty school
Yeah.
in Morgantown. She had, still planned to go for massage. And I figured if she was going, then why not? Why can't I?
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't really, it's not that I had this like dying desire to do hair or to get into the beauty industry. It just kind of happened that way. And I just kind of ended up being a little bit good at it.
We went
Yeah.
in for orientation and they were like, you should go to school here. And she was like, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how it happened.
Wow. Okay. So
Probably not the story you were expecting
No,
to get. That went like
it's
10
better,
different directions.
really. I love it. It's even better.
Mhm.
So how did you pick Morgan? Like, how did you end up even being at orientation at Morgantown?
Erica.
Yeah.
Right.
It was I think I want to say it was maybe one of the only massage courses.
Right. I don't know if like LBI offered it yet or not. I honestly don't even know
Yeah.
why
I
I
don't-
chose that. That's
Probably
too far
because
back. I feel like
Yeah.
there were a lot of people
we knew
from our
yes, as
area
well.
going to Morgantown at the same time, and that probably persuaded us a little bit.
Okay. So, so you decide, okay, we're going to go. I love that during orientation. You should come. Okay,
Yep.
cool. So
All right.
you decide to go. Now,
Yep.
correct me if I'm wrong in anything that I say, but it wasn't as simple as go home and pack a bag and move to Morgantown. You
No.
had one kiddo, or had the twins came yet?
I had 3.
Three.
I had 3 under 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 under 4, I think.
Yeah.
And thank God my mother is as great as she is. She kind of stepped in, and 3 of the 7 days I think we stayed
Mhm.
in Morgantown, and then the other couple days we would drive back home, and I would drive to and from.
Yeah.
But the 3 days that I did stay, my mom would keep the kids and keep the kids and, do my part essentially while I could go to school.
And that was for a year, or how long is that?
A little over a year.
Little over the year. Okay.
Yep.
And Erica, for you, did you have things that you had to kind of overcome or figure out? Or you didn't have Ivy yet, right?
No, it was just
Right.
like me and I mean, I live with Tiff, so I helped like take care of her kids, but
Yeah.
worked at the Hilltop as well on the weekends when we weren't like traveling back and forth.
Sure. Okay. Okay. I think that's pretty great. And I really want the listeners to hear that. Tiffany, look, they have a visitor. That's okay. That is
Russell.
perfectly fine. But I really want the visitors to hear. Tiffany, how old were you when you started school?
23.
Okay.
Probably.
So you had these 3 kiddos.
I was 18, 19.
Yeah.
Oh, you were 18,
23.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you had these 3 kiddos. Essentially, you were a single mom, but your mom helped you some, your parents,
Yes.
and an extended family and such. But
Yes.
basically, though, you were a single mom and otherwise,
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that at that. But
Yes.
so for other young single moms out there with littles trying to figure out, like, am I gonna do this? Am I not? What would you say to them? Like, is it doable, but yet a lot of work? Or would you say wait till they're older? What would
Do it
your
while they're young.
Okay.
There's so much more to miss when they're older and going and doing, and they remember it just as much as you do. So do it while they're young.
Mhm.
Get it done and get it over with.
Yeah. Good.
Put in the
Good.
hard work. Yeah. Just get it done.
For both of you, you drove it. And for those that don't realize where we live, it's about a 2.5 hour drive, right? Maybe 3, somewhere in there.
About 2, right
About
at 2. Yep.
Listeners, I believe someone might have a lead foot. I'm not mentioning any names. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's a drive. So you're exhausted. Both of you drive up there. You're riding together, whatever that looks like.
Erica
Tiff was
is
the driver.
Erica's
I was
passenger
the sleepy
princess.
Okay.
passenger.
There you go.
If we're
Making
being
sure.
honest, we don't even have to lie about it.
I love it. There's nothing wrong with that. So you drive up there.
Laid back.
That's the way to go. That is the way
Yeah.
to go. So if you can be Erica in this situation, friends, I advise you to do that. Passenger princess.
I will teach you.
So you guys make it up there. You do all day your classwork. And I know now, Erica, I'm not sure about your track, but some of it is coursework, but a lot of it is hands-on physical work, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you drive back in the evenings and you have just life responsibilities to take care of. You still have laundry. You still have bills that have to be paid. You still have kiddos that need fed. I mean, there's still things to
Yep.
do. So you did that routine. You did stay some, you said, during the ride up there. You did that routine for a little over a year. Was there any point in the journey where either one of you thought, this is too much, like deuces, I'm out?
I think we'd be lying if we said no.
Right.
Yeah.
There's always that thought,
Mhm.
but
then I also went back. I started with massage and then went back for aesthetics, which is what I do now. So
Ooh,
it wasn't too awful, to be honest, but
yeah.
I
So
was young. I didn't have the responsibilities that Tiff did. I didn't have kids at home. So like it wasn't as stressful, I would say, for me.
Right. So tell me about that, Erica. You started in the massage program, then
Yes.
finished it, and then went for this program, or was it one consecutive?
No, I probably had like a week off in between, and then the next one was starting again.
Okay. So when you were doing the massage part of it, did you know, like, I think I want to do something different, or what was your thoughts?
It wasn't probably, I would say, towards the end, we were probably doing 7 massages a day on a Saturday. I was just getting burnt out, and then we were treated to facials one day, and I was like, I think I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, this feels so much better than a massage to me.
Yeah.
So I had decided to go back, and then I had a week off, then rolled right back into the aesthetics program.
Yeah. That's pretty great, though. I
Yeah.
don't know if I realized that. Yeah. So you essentially have 2 certifications, correct?
Well, I'm not licensed in massage. I'm
Not
not
licensed.
only aesthetics I'm licensed to do.
Yeah. So is the massage for you like, no, I'm not interested in offering that service, or what's your
Not now. Maybe
Okay.
like in the beginning, I probably should have like tried a little bit harder to incorporate it. Now I'm like, no, I do not want to be rubbing on people all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I wanted to do it because I know people want me to, but I like doing lashes and
Yeah.
brows and
I was gonna say, if you
doing
don't enjoy
hair.
it and have the option not to, I would leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I
which
think
is why I
that's
quit
very,
doing perm.
yeah, yeah, that's okay too. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of hairdressers now don't
Mhm.
offer perms. Tiffany, what is the correct title? Is it still like, I'm a hairdresser, cosmetologist? How do you like people to refer to your profession? What are we saying here?
You know, I don't really care.
Okay.
I think if you want to just cover the entire spectrum,
Uh-huh.
then just say stylist. Because that
Stylist.
kind of covers
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
You could just do hair, you could just do, special events,
Yeah.
I feel like stylist is the most broad.
It's what we're okay. And Erica, tell
I'm
me.
a esthetician.
Now I have to confess something to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I have practiced that word all day by myself in a car. I even like pulled it up on Google and had them say it to me. I just, it's a struggle for me, but I want to say it correctly. So I'll just have you say it when we need to refer to it.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
At any time though, Erica, when you were in school, did you think about like, where will I be able to offer this service? Where will I get a job? Now, I'm making the assumption while you're in school, you guys wanted to stay in Webster County. I could be wrong about that. Am I wrong, or what's?
I don't really think I had like a plan after I graduated.
Okay.
Where was I going to work? Where were my
Yeah.
services
Right.
going to be needed? But, we got pretty lucky with our spot that we have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out
But
to Jim
also,
Williams.
I love it.
For real though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just how it is.
but
Yeah.
also what she's failing to mention is she moved to North Carolina for a short time and worked in a spa
Right.
down there.
I did do that. Right.
Yeah.
I
So
worked in town for a little bit and then went.
did you, so you were working for someone at a spa as opposed to you owning your own? Is that correct?
After I graduated and was licensed, we both started working in the shop that we have now. And I probably did that for like a year, I would say, a year and a half. And then I was like, I just need more, something more. And then I moved to Concord and worked in a spa down there, which was amazing.
Mhm.
And then, ended up back here and then did the little spa. And now here we are.
Yeah, I love that. So what is your preference? Do you prefer being the owner or working for someone?
I don't mind being the owner, but I also like working for someone else. I just
Mhm.
like goals. They expect something of you. So
Yes.
I'm like half and half with it.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good. So Tiff, what about you? Have you worked in another salon or did you come straight out and just open your own?
No, I took a job in Summersville at Dylan's barber shop,
Mhm.
directly after I got out of school. Um, and it just was not enough females.
Mhm.
It was more of a barber shop,
Yeah.
truly. I mean, they did females in the back as well, but um I just wanted more. So that's when I started talking to my papa about maybe finding somewhere for us to open up, and
Yeah. Yeah.
thus the Studio 226 was born.
Yeah. So let's talk about both of you have your own shops. Do
Mhm.
you feel more freedom though to just be you and express yourself even through the decor, through the services you offer, through what you
For
allow
sure.
and don't allow? Is that something
For
that
sure.
okay, yeah, that's
Yes.
good. So with being business owners, wait, I want to back up and make sure the listeners hear us. We have two young ladies that fresh out of high school, both of them were waitresses, then eventually decided, Tiffany on a little whim, but we love that. Hey, let's go to beauty school to hit me, Erica. It's just
To become an esthetician.
there we go. See this she could see the struggle, folks. And so you get through that. They've drove it. Okay, you finish, you graduate, you come home. Now, in that time, too, they are juggling life. They're juggling friendships, relationships, parental responsibilities. Both of them are active in the community. Goodness gracious, they are. They're like little Tab and little Anna, but we'll get to them eventually. You'll hear those names again. But life is happening. So they get back. They both went to work elsewhere and then had the opportunity now to open their own shops. And Tiffany, when you hear her refer to Pat and Jim Williams, that's her grandparents, correct? That right? And
Yes.
they also own the Hilltop. So they now, is this the correct timeline? They have a craft shop, a flower shop, and then did they have it before you guys opened your
There,
or
yeah, it used to be out on Leslie Strait.
that's right, it did. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yeah. And so now they have this other building. They found another building for it, correct?
Yes, they built one.
Well, you know they did. That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
I forgot about that. Yes, they did.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's located in Cowen beside of the post office. So there's a craft store. They do flowers also, but then that is also where they added Tiffany Shop Studio 226 and Erica's Shop, the Little Spa. Now, was that the plan? Like when they built it, did they come to you guys and say, here's your
No,
space or what? Tell me that story.
no. So it was essentially just a storage room, and a very full storage room at that. And so when we started talking about me finding somewhere to put in my own salon, Papa had mentioned, we do have that room down there. It would take a little bit of work to clean it out, but you're welcome to it if you want it. So of course I jumped on it. And shortly after that, um, there's another little space down there that we just closed off with a door for Erica's um, little shop.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just seemed to fit as perfect.
Right. I
Yeah.
didn't always start out with a door either. Like in the beginning, I just had a sliding shade that I moved back and forth and did like hot kettles of water to warm my towels. Like that
Yep.
was early on. And now I have like the door, a sink, a towel warmer, all the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, Erica. Start us from when you, okay, let's even back up a little farther. So you have found a spot. Now we're going to open a business, but you're still only what, like 24-ish, Erica, maybe 20-ish, somewhere in there.
2021.
Yeah. So what does that look like? Like, do you just go to the bank and say, help me out? Do you have to get a license? Like, walk us through what that looks like.
Thankfully, thankfully, we were able to essentially put it on a bill and
Yeah,
then work it off at the hilltop.
yeah, that's
So
good.
pretty much, yeah, Papa Jim was a big help in getting us off our feet, and none of it would have been possible without them.
Right.
I
If
mean,
I wasn't waitressing, then I would have had no money to buy what I started with. Like that's
Right.
basically what paid for everything.
yeah,
So it's so important. I'm parents of adult children now. So older generation hear what they're saying. Like, it's important to invest in your children. And Erica, I know they consider you one of theirs as well, you know. So it's important to help them. I know Chris and I, when we first got married and we were finding a place and a house, all this stuff. I mean, our parents kind of had to help us get situated because you're young and you're just excited and you don't have credit built up yet, or
no,
there's
yeah,
just a lot of hoops you have to jump through. So I think that's pretty great that they did
Yeah.
make that possible for you.
We were very lucky.
hmm
Yeah. Now, do you have to get a business license or?
oh yes,
You have
Okay.
to get a West Virginia business license, a town business license, a Board of Barbers and Cosmetologist shop license, our shop license.
Jeez. Okay.
There's a lot of stuff.
there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of reoccurring.
Okay. And so, and fortunately, your grandparents, well, and your mom as well. I'm going and your aunt, but anyways, there's some people that know you well that are familiar with a business. I mean, they own their own or
Yes.
run business, and so that is so helpful as well. That's wonderful.
Yes,
They
So,
definitely guided us
yes,
with
Mhm.
all of it.
and that's so necessary.
someone always had the answer to the question we were asking.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you said
Yeah.
that. That's good. And I'm sure that if there are young ladies coming up, you two would be willing to help them as well. Guide them in the
Call
right.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
hang out for a couple of days.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's really good. So, Erica, you get your little, okay, so you have this room now. So
Yeah.
what does someone offering the services that you offer what do you have to have in there? Like, you just throw in a twin bed in there and they're going, or what's happening?
I have a massage table. I have a sink. I have to have water for my towels, my steamer to steam your face. I have a mini fridge for tools during a facial, my towel warmer. I may have mentioned that. And
Yeah.
then I have like my wax pot. I have a stand for that holds all of my supplies. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot goes into it. I have a
It
skincare
does.
shelf. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And I love you, but you started with the bare minimum, right?
Bare minimum. It was
Yeah.
2 metal bowls and a kettle of warm water.
Yeah, I love that. Does it make you appreciate now what you have? I mean, that you've worked
Right,
up. to
yes.
what yeah, that's great.
Mhm.
That's good.
Because that's how we learned it in school, was with just 2 bowls and water, and I had nothing starting out with, so I was like, I mean, I might as well just do it how I know how to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, good for you though. That's good. Good for you.
Thank
And Tiffany, you had to set up your shop as well. Tell me what
Mhm.
that looks like. And none of this, when you go into business, nothing you get for a business is cheap. I mean, really, because
No.
it's for a business, they sometimes even jack the price up a little bit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Tell us
A
what-
lot of my stuff, well, something I forgot to mention is for a very long time when I was still in school, I was actually doing hair out of my house.
Yeah. That's okay.
I was. I had a little salon going out of my house for a
Yeah.
hot minute.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff I got secondhand.
Yeah.
It was things that we bought off Facebook Marketplace or from,
Yeah.
people who knew I was maybe opening the shop and would just pass it on down. And I started with a lot of secondhand things, and it's not till probably the last 2-ish years or so that I've started replacing all of those secondhand items with new items because, I'm 5 years in and just now
Right.
able to afford these new things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's important though to mention to people
Mhm.
that when you start out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to start somewhere. I don't want to say the bottom, but basically you are the bottom and work your way
Yep.
up. Yeah.
You gotta want it.
Right.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad you said that. So let's shift a little bit now that we've established how we got you both in a business. Your businesses are in a small town. You both are very well known. One, because you're both very active in the community, but two, because of your business. So,
Yeah.
And you're friends with a lot of people. So what is that like, trying to juggle a business? And remember, listeners, a business, there's a profit to be made. As much as they both enjoy what they do, they have bills to pay. So how do you handle, what are some of the things that come up having a business in a small town, and how do you handle some of the situations that come up?
First and foremost, you just have to stick to your guns. Whatever you set out as your rules have to be your rules for everybody. Friends or not, next door neighbors or not, cousins or not. I mean, it just is what it is. If you don't enforce the rules for everybody, then you might as well not enforce them for anybody.
Right.
We learned that very
way.
quickly, the
Okay.
hard way.
Well, I was going to ask, like, did you go into it like that, or did you learn from mistakes?
No, it was probably a year in, and we were both
Okay.
like, okay, this is it. Like,
We can't do it anymore.
yeah, you can't do it to
Yeah.
us anymore. We put down very strict rules, and we have followed them since then, and
Good.
We still follow them.
still follow them, and
Yeah.
don't have as much near as much trouble as we used to.
Yeah, we
Good.
updated our booking system, so that helps a lot. Just guaranteeing that people are showing up for us.
Yeah. So tell me about your booking system. I know that you do it online, and I got on there and have played around before. I think it's pretty easy to use. I mean, it tells whatever service you want and times available and all of that jazz. When you do it, do they put a deposit down or no? No, you
No,
put
it just
credit.
saves.
Yeah.
Right. You put a card in, it saves it on file, and that's for our no-show policy, which
Yes.
you're agreeing to before you even put your card on file. But it does not charge you. Sometimes it typically doesn't even save it. It's just in there to secure it for the appointment, and then we charge your card at the end of your service.
I think that is so wise. That is a very good thing to do. Let's talk about no-shows. When you own your own business and someone doesn't show up, how does that impact you?
You just
Gravely.
Mm-hmm. It sure does.
Especially for me, I book usually about 2 months out. Definitely a month out. Right now it's about 2 months out, and people are messaging me quite frequently. I wish I could get in sooner. Please let me know if there's a cancellation. And if you're not showing up to these appointments, and I have 6 people on my waiting list, it gets a little frustrating.
Sure it is.
Right.
Go ahead, Erica. No, go
I
right
was
ahead.
going in like an hour before to turn on my wax to heat up my towels, and then you're not showing up in an hour to be there for your appointment, and then I've just wasted towels, wasted stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I could have got somebody else in that would show up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's true. Yeah. And when someone secures that slot, you know what they're paying for, what type of facial or what type of coloring or whatnot. So you know about in your mind what they're going to pay. So when there's a no-show, I mean, that's docking your daily pay.
Yeah.
Right. There goes a collar order or a skincare order or something that we needed for the shop.
Right. Exactly. I'm glad you said that. That's right. So it does, it has a ripple effect for sure when they're in that show. Now, just to go ahead and give a disclaimer, these ladies are, they know that life happens. If you're in a car accident or suddenly in the hospital, they get that. But when you're just carelessly not showing up for appointments, it matters. I mean, it's a big deal. You have taken away a chunk of their income and time for that day. Tiffany, tell me what it's like juggling working full-time and having a family, kiddos specifically. I mean, we love those husbands, but they can feed themselves,
Yes. It gets interesting, that's for sure. It's a game of who's where constantly. Who's going where, what time, when are you coming back?
Yeah.
It's constantly making sure everybody is covered and cared for, and if I'm gone, they have somewhere to go. So it's a lot. It gets to be a lot.
It sure does. You're exactly right. And I bring that up to mention when someone's late for an appointment. I mean, we're late, I'm 30 minutes late, but you've planned that appointment at a certain time, and now you've got a soccer game at 6 o'clock.
Well, there's a 15-minute rule.
Okay, let's talk about it. Tell me about
Mhm.
that. Okay.
You
Erica, is it
have
the same for you?
15 minutes after your appointment time to get to your appointment. After that, I start moving my schedule to adjust for me.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yep.
And do you charge them? Is there like a no-show or a late fee?
That would be a no-show. Yep, that would be a late fee or a no-show.
That's good. Good. That's good. Erica, same for you.
I'm a little bit more lenient with it. I'm not like as packed as Tiffany is. Like she's
Yeah.
back to back, has to be out to get to like soccer practice, volleyball. But if you're 15 minutes late, I'm not going to add 15 extra minutes onto your facial. That's taken off and you're just
Yes.
paying me the full amount. You're
Good.
30 minutes late, that's 30 minutes off your service.
Good. Because Erica, just because she doesn't have kiddos, she's a busy beaver. She helps with her grandparents. She helps run Tiffany's kids, and she's even offered to help they're my great nieces, but I call them just my nieces at times. So don't underestimate what you bring to the table. You're a busy beaver as well.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
your time is to be honored if someone's locked into that appointment, for sure. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on those two things because I think, and I was young and like that too. I was just careless with my time, or I'll show up when I show up. That What was that? I mean, it was rude and very disrespectful, and it didn't dawn on me until I got a little older, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like this is their income. Like it matters
Yep.
to them if they're there or not. So does it work better with both of your personal life obligations? Do you like being able to set your own schedule instead of someone setting it for you?
Absolutely.
I prefer to set it, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, good, wonderful. Okay, talk to me about, and we'll make this brief. What about when there's a conflict? Like if Erica, or if you do a facial on me and I break out and I don't like it and I want my money back, or Tiffany, if you color my hair a certain color and it's not what we talked about and I'm not pleased. So how are we going to handle these situations with the customers?
Thankfully, I have not, like, knock on wood,
Yeah.
not had that with like a facial, but typically I follow up with, well, also, what did you do when you leave? I ask if you have allergies, if you're not red when you left me, like what else have you came in contact with to make your skin so irritated? I try to break it down before like anything happens. I'm like,
Good.
come in, I'll put some cold towels on your face, whatever we
Okay.
need to do.
Okay, great.
Now, with me, it just depends on the circumstance. If I have done something to your hair that you do not like, you can let me know before you leave my shop, and then the fixed cost will be on me.
Mhm.
If you leave my shop and then decide that you don't like it, the cost is on you.
Okay, I like
Um,
yeah.
and then
I don't think you have that much
I don't-
trouble either,
I don't
really.
think so either. I think maybe one or two, but 1 or 2 for 5 years is pretty good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
for sure. Yes.
And one lady was a haircut. I just couldn't get her haircut right, and that's okay.
Yeah, that happens. It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
How does social media play into your business?
It
Pros
is a
and cons.
huge,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, it is a huge, especially now.
Everyone
Now,
does everything online, basically.
yeah, everybody's online 24/7. I pay for a lot of advertising on Facebook for my studio page, because I feel like a lot of my clientele is Braxton.
Mhm.
I'm getting a lot more of a wide variety of people coming in, and I'm seeing the payoff from paying for the ads because
Yeah.
it's reaching further people. And so I'll continue to do it as
Yeah.
long as it serves me. But it is a huge player in our game.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. Erica, what about you?
Well, I'm not the best with Facebook or like social media in general. I'm just never like truly on it. But the past month or so, I've picked up my game. I'm trying
Yeah.
to interact more like on my little spa page and with my clients and post every day because it's every time I post, you get an appointment. So you just got to keep
Yeah.
up with it.
Good. Do you ask your customers, like, can you post them, or is it just kind of a given? How do you handle that?
I'm like, can I take a before and after? And if someone says no, then I'm like, cool, whatever. But
Mhm.
sometimes I'm really bad about forgetting to ask
Yeah,
sometimes too.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
if you
okay.
book with me, remind me to take your before and after.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Good. Now,
Usually
how
you don't
would
get
you
a choice. I did
yeah,
that, so I get to
good.
take a picture of it.
Yeah, there you go. That's fun. That's
All up in their business, in their eyes. So
yeah.
I try to be like super like polite and respectful about it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. That is very fun. So, let's talk about social media a little more.
Okay.
What would you encourage customers to do if they have one, a problem with your service concerning put it on social media, don't put it on social media, and two, if your customers are super pleased with your service? What would you say? How would you advise them to use social media in both circumstances?
I would say if you're pleased, leave a review, like the page, share it, share a couple posts.
Yeah.
And then if you're not happy, just reach out to me. I would rather you tell me than me read the bash on Facebook.
Yes. 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 To all of the above. Yes. Do you agree, Tiffany?
I agree. We're pretty understanding people, and if you don't like it, you don't like it, and that's okay.
Right.
But there's no need to bash us if we're willing to work and compromise and,
Yeah,
you know.
I agree, and especially with a small business. I mean, with any
Mhm.
business, but especially a small business when it starts out like, I mean, people put that stuff on there, and then it's boom, 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 a zillion comments, and it can be about stuff not even related to their hair. It can
Yeah.
be, oh, I know her cat was in my yard the other day, and I'm thinking, what's that have to do with anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it just escalates, and then people not from around here that don't know
Look.
certain
But they
people
read it, yeah.
comment, they see that and they think, "Oh gosh, I'm not doing business with her." So,
Mhm.
and small businesses keep a lot of things going in the town. I have done lots of different fundraisers for different things, from Young Life to people with cancer to just all sorts of things. I can't think of it. And it's small businesses that cut the checks, that make the
You're
donations.
exactly right.
I mean, and that's the truth. And so I just before anyone, excuse me, bashes a small business online, exhaust every option to deal with them personally.
Yes.
And I don't mean just Tiffany and Erica, I mean any small business. But yeah, so good stuff. Good stuff. So let's talk about now. Y'all are 5 years in, right? Is that what you said? Ooh, just
Mhm.
praise, aren't you? I love it. What do you know now that you didn't know when you started?
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, isn't it? Yeah.
It is true. It is true.
Hmm.
I am 32 years old, and I still feel like a child.
I don't even
Like,
feel like a business owner
no,
sometimes. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. Like you address me as that, and I'm like, no, I just have
Yeah.
my shop.
who
You know what I
said
mean?
who
Yeah.
said that we're allowed to be adults at 30
Right.
or 18 for that matter? Why 18? That's so young.
Right. I was 20
We know
for the
nothing.
business.
Yes.
Not a good
Yeah.
idea.
We know nothing.
Right. Right. That's true. That is so true. I love it. What would you change from the time you started until now? Was there anything along the way? You probably have made those changes, but what would you change and maybe give that advice to young ladies starting out?
I would just be maybe a little bit more educated, take a couple more classes, work underneath somebody else. Just remember your continuing education too.
Yeah.
That's how like you learn, you add new things. And then if you're working under somebody else, say you go to like a spa, you learn how to greet your clients, how to take them back for their services, things like that. You learn to give them like drinks and just other little things that you wouldn't know just starting out on your own.
Right.
Yeah, if I had any advice for a future hairstylist, work under someone
Mhm.
first.
Yeah.
Before you go off and try and figure it all out yourself, work under somebody and learn the ropes and learn some tricks and save yourself some headache.
Have a business plan.
Yes.
Don't fly by the seat of your pants.
That's
It
it.
may
Like
be
we did.
fun, but it will be stressful.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. What about the side of the business that's not necessarily the service you provide, but more of like the accounting or the financial aspect, what would you
I
advise?
So
keep a book
taxes.
and I turn it into my accountant.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
That's what you do too, Tiffany. Yeah.
Yep. Keep all your receipts, write
Good.
everything down.
Yep.
Try to
Get a
be as
good
organized
ledger.
as we can, but the accountant, that's why we pay her or him.
Now, do they teach you that in school, like how to handle the business side, or is that
They
something?
do.
Okay.
They touch on it a little bit with
little,
our book work
okay.
in the very, very beginning, but
Yeah.
unless you set out to figure it all out yourself, then
Yeah.
all you're gonna get is a touch.
Right. Massage or aesthetics never really dove into it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
felt like I was probably persuaded not to start my own business right away, but of course I wasn't listening. I was
Yeah.
20 years old.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We
Yeah.
were told we'd never make it opening
Yeah.
our own business.
Yeah.
We would
And
never.
you two. Now they're very
I know.
successful, both of them. Yeah. Yeah.
I almost said something not nice.
Yeah.
I almost said
Yeah. That's
to the
good.
teacher who said we'd never do it.
Look at it. Listen, I get it. Grayson had a teacher. I'll never forget it. It's hard for me not to say her name. She was in 3rd grade, and she called us in and wanted to hold her back. And she said, well, she will never amount to anything, and she'll graduate in a few
Oh my
months of
gosh.
college. And I mean, I want to like say words I don't normally say,
Yes.
and fling fingers I don't normally fling, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, look at her now, honey. So
That's right.
anyways, anything else you guys want to share?
If you are thinking about like starting the business or just want some advice, or you're thinking about doing like a trade school in cosmetology or aesthetics, just like reach out. We'll help you. We'll guide you as much as we can, but beauty school is rough. So be prepared for it because it's going to take you on a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Also, to anybody thinking about doing a trade school in general, any trade school, do it.
Yeah.
We need more trades around
Yes.
here, especially. Do the trade school. Do the extra things that they let you do in high school, the building construction, the welding. Do all of those things. Get it under your belt now and use it.
Yeah, very wise advice from both of you, for sure. So let's shift a little bit. This is just kind of fun time for me. Erica, tell me products, tell all the women, but if you have some special suggestions for women, maybe in the 40 range that are in that special time of life. So talk to us about skincare. Tell us what to do, what not to do.
Well, that's a lot. Don't over exfoliate. That's my number one thing to my clients. Don't over exfoliate, especially if you are oily. When you strip your skin of all the good oil, you're going to overproduce more. Moisturize and sunscreen.
Okay.
Sunscreen. So
that really is important. Like we hear that a lot, but I kind of shrug it off sometimes, but it really is important. The sunscreen.
Right. So like, if you're in your 40s, any damage that you see now from the sun is from previous years, like your 20s, your teens. That's like when you really need to be wearing it.
Yeah. And exfoliation, it removes dead skin cells, or what are we doing?
Yes, dirt and oil buildup.
And what are no-nos for our face? Anything in particular?
Apricot scrub. It's definitely St. Ives. I'm not judging if you use it, but like,
no judgment, but you're getting some free advice here from a trained
I'll give you a sample
professional.
Of a scrub.
Yeah, use this advice. I'm all for it. Throw them out there, because
don't sleep in your makeup. That's my number one. And then I just preach to stay away from UV tanning beds, sunscreen it up, stay away from the sun.
Yeah.
And if you're in it, just SPF 75, 100. But I try not to be like too hard on my clients either. I get it. Skincare is hard. It's hard to be dedicated to it twice a day. So as long as you're doing just a little bit, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. But I'm going to reiterate something. I'm 47, and like it matters. Take the time to, if I could go back and tell my younger self, that's one of the things I would say is take care of your skin. I mean, that's true. Your skin and your brows. See the struggle, and I won't go off on this story, but back in my day, a long time ago, it was like the thinner the better. I mean, if you had 10
Yes.
hairs up there, you were cool, right? So I
Yeah.
had a uni. I mean, sis had a uni. So we waxed her down just as thin as we could get her. And I did that for a while. And then she has not bounced back. And when I say I did that, I started this nonsense in like 4th and 5th grade. My mom
Oh
didn't
my
let
God.
me. Yeah, mom didn't let me. So we were like doing, stuff from the it's a mess. I'm not gonna tell that whole story, but I'm just saying, one, always go to a professional, and two, thinner the better that's not the way to go nowadays, correct, lady?
No,
No, it is not.
no.
No, so young,
Thick is in. That's what I say.
say it again.
Thick
Say
is in.
thick is in. My gosh, I'm getting a shirt that says that. Thick is in. That's you heard it here first. I like it. That's good. So no St. Ives, right? I'll throw them under the bus. It doesn't bother me a bit because I wish people would have told me this stuff, like no St. Ives, sunscreen for sure, moisturizer, don't sleep in
Don't sleep
makeup,
in your makeup. Yes.
and the exfoliation. How many times a week did you
2
say?
to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 max. That's all we need to do,
Great.
friends. Okay.
Yes.
And I want you to talk about, you offer a special acne facial, I believe. Yeah, talk
Yes.
about that.
It's an acne facial package. So I have people coming in that want to treat their acne, which is
Sure.
great, but one facial doesn't take care of all your acne. It's step by step. You have to keep up with it. You have to continue to see me and do your at-home skincare. So I just figured I would put a package together so it wouldn't be as expensive. They get 4 facials out of it. They get at-home skincare. That way we're keeping up with your face. We're clearing it up and it's consistent work.
Good deal. That's good. That's very good. Hey, and is it true, like what you take in, does that impact your skin? Like
Oh,
sugar?
definitely.
Oh, well, that's bad news. Okay. So is like a chocolate, like I've always heard chocolate and oils.
Yeah, dairy can cause you to break out as well. But I truly don't preach
Right.
much about people changing their diets
Yeah.
because to be honest, if you told me to change my diet, I would not really go along with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well. Very well. But now water is good, right? Does
Yes,
it
and
impact?
water,
Really is.
drink water.
Yeah.
If your
very-
skin is dehydrated, you need water.
So for the listeners, I think you can pick it up, but if you watch this on YouTube, I love how you lit up when I ask you to talk about that. So, I mean, you can tell really you love it, like you're passionate about it. I mean, your whole,
I
like,
feel
you
bad
just
for
went
my
from that.
clients. I'm like, they have to listen to
No,
me preach this stuff
that's
over and
good.
over and over again.
It's good. No, that's good. I think it's great. Okay, Tiffany, now it's on you. Hair, what to do, what not to do. And products, let's go ahead and talk products. Over the counter products, okay, or no, we better not. What's your thoughts?
Listen, I know professional products are a little bit more expensive, but they really do go further than the dollar store brands. You get more bang for your buck and they smell a heck of a lot better. Let's be
Agreed.
honest.
Yes.
Um,
And really, you
the
could,
only thing that I really, really preach is, especially if you're using heat as a hair straightener, use heat protectant.
yeah.
Heat protectant is my biggest thing, probably. For people who like to sleep with their hair wet, stop doing it.
Mhm.
Stop doing it.
You're
Your
stepping
hair
on my
is the
toes
most
today.
fragile.
No, she was calling me out of it to go with the heat protectant. I feel awesome sitting here.
The
Your hair
pressure.
is most fragile when it's wet. So if you're rolling around and pulling and tugging on your hair when you're sleeping, you're just breaking your hair off in your sleep. Silk pillowcases are not only good for your skin, but they're also good for your hair.
Yeah.
So that's a double whammy. Get you a silk pillowcase.
Yeah.
But if I had one thing, it would be the heat protectant.
Yeah. Very good.
Kendra blow dry spray. It's a heat protectant. It quickens your blow dry time, and it's a detangler.
And it
Yeah.
lasts about 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's a bang for the buck.
The
Very
big bottle
good.
lasts me about a month, and I use
Yeah.
it 2 to 3 times a day. So
Very nice. And
Yeah.
like you were saying with the shampoo, if you're going to spend the money, and and get your hair
Get
looking
your
good
hair done.
with color, whatever. So you have to continue that, just like with the
Yes.
skincare. I mean, continue that so
Yes.
the look stays fresh. Now, okay, let's go ahead and end this debate right here. Some girls that I have lunch with frequently, how often are we supposed to be washing our hair? What these people doing once a week, is that right? I don't.
I do about a once a week. It truly just depends. If you're more oily, obviously you're gonna have to wash more.
Yeah.
But just know that if you are oily and you are washing, there's probably a reason that you're oily.
Mm-hmm.
If you are overproducing oil, that's probably your hair and your scalp telling you that the rest of your hair needs it. So make sure you're moving all those oils at the top of your hair down to the bottom of your hair before you just go wash it all off.
And now, how does one do that? Move oils
Just like a boar bristle brush
Yeah.
or just any brush. Honestly, just make sure you're moving those oils through your hair.
Listen.
Yeah. And then obviously if you're more dry, then you're probably going to have to wash more as well because of the dandruff and the buildup. So it's really just finding what works best for you. But me, myself, I do about once a week.
I'm every 3 days.
Me too. I mean, I'm hardcore 3 days. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
But I have a big mop back here. If I sleep on this, there's no coming back from it.
Well, now I've got to change my ways. I can't sleep on my wet hair. I didn't know that. I did, and wear sunscreen. I got to start wearing sunscreen and on my face every day and not sleep.
I'll give you some samples of some sunscreen. I would like to add that anytime you get a facial from me and there's a product that you want to try, I have samples I can give you so you can just start the at-home skincare.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, what to get to where you are now, what obstacles personally did you have to overcome? Just to give you an example,
Everything,
like anything
personal growth.
Yes, yeah.
Family, just like you're trying to run your business, but also be there for everybody else like around you.
Yeah.
Like I just worked 6 days, picked up a Saturday, and now we have to like go put on for like everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's difficult and it runs you down too, but it's worth it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Same for you, Tiff.
I
think I really
being so many places.
Yeah.
For everybody.
It's like I can't stretch far enough.
Right.
Some
and
days
you have to remember that business owners that provide a service, like they're human also. You know, you hope not, but you may have to cancel appointments at times. You might get the flu or one of your kiddos be sick or an emergency come up. So I think that just as human beings, we've got to remember to offer each other some grace and that everybody's human, be respectful of one another. So as we start wrapping it up, first of all, I've really enjoyed talking to both of you. I have. And it's funny because I look at you, to me, you are, you said you don't feel 30. To me, you're not. Like, I feel like you should be getting your backpack ready for school tomorrow, right? I need to get to
I wish.
But you aren't. You're both beautiful young ladies that have overcome a lot to become very successful. And I just want to make sure that other people see that and hear it. It's hard work. It's not easy. Nothing came to you easy.
No.
You're making the best out of it and you're continuing to do well. This isn't the very last question, but it just came to me. What are your future dreams, plans, or hopes for your businesses?
To be honest, I would like a secluded like spot just to where it was more spa-esque, just for my facial clients. You know what I mean? I love my location. I love working with Tiff. It's easier to come to work when you're working with someone that you enjoy. But I would just like to offer that. And so then maybe I could like expand some of my waxing services as well. Just a more private location is what I'm trying to get to.
Sure.
I need more space. I would like to have 1 or 2 more stylists to work with. I would love to have a bigger space to put in, more stylists, a bigger room for Erica, possibly if she weren't off somewhere else. I would love to have, there's a young lady in Cowen who's starting nails. I'd love to be able to put her in the same building as I
Yeah.
mean, how cool would that be?
Right.
Lots of big dreams, but more space is definitely, I think, sooner rather than later. We've been
Right.
talking about it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting though. That's very
Yeah.
exciting. So what can the community do to support both of your businesses?
Share us on Facebook.
Right.
Right.
Talk about us. Tell your friends where you get your brows done, your lashes, your hair. Word of
Yeah.
mouth is really good too.
Word
Yeah.
of mouth is the best advertisement.
Yeah. And both of you offer gift certificates, correct?
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
With the holiday season coming up. So that's
Yes.
exciting. Oh, y'all, this has been refreshing. I love it.
Yeah.
So to wrap it up, Tiffany, what did you learn about yourself during this entire process from high school graduation, school, to now business owner of 5 years?
I think I learned I'm a little bit more resilient than I lead on.
Yeah.
Have a little bit more willpower inside me than
Yeah.
I sometimes think I might as well. You just have to do it.
That's right.
There's a choice sometimes,
Yeah. I think that carries over to your personal life too. Like you had 3 kids, younger, and you just had to do
Super
it. I
young.
mean, you just,
Didn't have a choice.
yeah, you
Yep.
do it because that's what has to be done. I like that. That's
Yep.
good. That's good. Okay, Miss Erica.
I think that I learned that it's okay to take time to grow. You know what I mean? Like if you're uncomfortable with the situation you're in, or if it's not going as planned, take some time, step back, rethink it, and then start again. And then resilience as well. I mean, I
Yeah.
never thought I would be doing facials and lashes for a living and working for myself, but I've stepped back at times. I'm not afraid to admit that, and like took some time for myself and grew and like came back new and with new beginnings.
I love that.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Great, because you asked us to think about it, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say, so I'm going
No.
to wing it when she asked me on the
You
spot.
killed it, sis. I mean, you
Thank you.
absolutely you killed it. And
Yeah.
I think you hit it right on the head. It's okay to take time to step away sometimes and regroup, refresh, and take care.
Right,
I
you're
always,
not the only. It's everybody is dealing with it too.
Uh-huh.
So just take your
Yes.
time and breathe through it.
that's right. And we have to take care of ourselves before we can give our best to others.
Absolutely.
Right, and
Every
step
area.
back before you start disliking it, because once you start hating what you're doing, then it's
There's
not
no
fun
coming
anymore.
back.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So right. Well, girls, I'm proud of both of you. I really am.
Thank you.
I very much am. And Erica, just as your aunt, your uncle's wife, we have not told you enough over your life how proud we are of you. And
Well,
like, I'm
thank
getting a little choked up. And
Aw.
we are.
I mean, I have not had like the worst life ever, but I've definitely had to like just rely on myself
Yes,
for
you
most
have.
of it.
Yeah,
And
think a
that
lot,
was
yeah.
definitely difficult, but
Mhm.
here I am, you
You've
know what I
killed
mean?
it.
Happy
Yeah.
and positive and
Yeah.
on
But
to the next thing.
that's right. We are super proud of you. You
Thank
beat
you.
a lot of odds, and but you just keep doing it with a smile too. I love it. So
I try my best. Now, Tiff mostly sees like the breakdown parts of it, but then
Listen,
here
that's
we go.
what,
We're at the shop.
yeah. But that's what those close friends are for. I mean, that's the truth.
True.
Yeah.
We could not have done it without each other.
Oh, Lord,
definitely.
That's
no.
right. It's so important. It's so important.
Mhm.
But okay, I'll let you guys go. Is there anything in the community, because you two are like your mom, Tabitha, when you guys heard me refer to Tab, that is Tabitha, that is Tiffany's mom. And when I said Anna, that is Tiffany's aunt, right?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
Anna also has a small business, Casey's Hardware at Webster Springs. We give them a shout out. We've worked with them a lot and encourage. They are givers. They are givers as well. I'm just going to throw that in there. So be sure to, check them out for everything you need. But they are both super active in the community. And it has been fun to watch you two come like right behind them. Like, oh,
You got
go get
roped
'em.
into it.
I know, love it. It's such fun, but people have to sow into their community. I mean, you have to have
They do.
volunteers.
You do.
Yeah, you do. So kudos to both of you. Good job. Good job. Anything
Thank
else
you.
we haven't covered that you guys want to? Anything about your business? Anything?
If you're watching this, you should come out to our next Webster County Fair meeting, right? Like,
Yes.
come join us.
Come
Please
join the fair
volunteer your
board.
time.
Yes, that's right.
That's
That's
something
right.
else we do.
Yeah, yeah. I thought the fair went well. I mean, there's always that first couple years of transition when you change, and overall, I think it
Mhm.
went well. It did.
I think it was great.
Good
And we're
for
not
you
going to give
guys.
up. So
No, no,
Yeah.
there's no giving up in you two. So good
No.
for you. Well, thank you very much, and come back anytime and share anything because y'all are a delight.
Sure.
You really need to
Thank
speak at
you.
you need to speak at the high school, the grade school, at career fairs. You guys need to get your voices out there because I mean they're real and they're encouraging. I liked them both. They were good stuff. So
thank you.
Thank you.
all right, thank you guys, and thank you listeners for joining us, and we will see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.